All right, welcome to another episode of Less Kevin and More Tech from UTECIT.com. So, Kevin,
I'm not Kevin.
You are Kevin. When did we get this upgrade? It's Christine Liphardt, our Director of Marketing.
Hello, Les.
How you doing?
Great. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. So, introduce our guest today.
We've got Jason Maertens with us and Steve Hrit.
With us, okay.
And they're both on our tech delivery setup. They're guys behind the scenes doing all the hard work and customer service.
That's awesome. So for those of you out there that don't know this, but all of our clients, after every interaction with our service or our technical team, they get surveyed. And so the reason we do that is so that we can get the feedback from our clients to help us improve our business. And right now, it's through the roof. We're well into the 90th percentile in terms of positive feedback, and a lot of it is due to what goes on behind the scenes. And so you two gentlemen are, a main integral piece of that part of our business. And so our clients, they love us, and they love what you guys are doing. And so why don't we start out? Jason, give us a little flavor of a day in the life of Jason.
Maybe also just talk about how long you've been at UTEC, and then a day in the life of Jason, but then what kind of changes you've seen throughout the years that you've been here.
So I've been with UTEC now 9 years, as of last Friday.
Yeah.
I think it was last Friday. So definitely seen a big change from what 9 years ago looked like to today. Offices are less crowded. Obviously the past 2 years have really changed the way that we work. So day in a life with me, I get here, I load trucks. We get on the road probably by 8:15, 8:30 most days. We jam pack as many deliveries as we can. So anywhere from 3 to 4 a day. We're in the office networking it, making sure it works, making sure the end users know how to use it. And then, coming back.
And not only delivering copiers, right? I mean, you do the smart boards, mailing solutions. I know that's Steve's a big part of that.
Yep, laptops. I mean, we everything we sell, we put on a truck. So,
so in a lot of ways, from an end user perspective, you're kind of one of the first people they see.
Yeah, after sales.
So very important role you play.
Yeah. I mean, we're that front and center type of person. So, our team definitely, feels that, and we sort of run with it. So, I think
awesome.
that relates to your obviously your scores,
right?
So
or our
scores.
So, Christine had asked you real quick about the changes you've seen, and you kind of brought up that the offices aren't as busy. So you were referring to our customers and fewer people. Is that what you were?
Yeah, I think it's just fewer people in the office at a time. It's not necessarily. I mean, I think work from home has made that a little bit more adaptable.
And you've had to go into people's homes, right, for deliveries?
Yeah, we've delivered. Yeah, during the COVID years, we were in people's houses,
basements, and all over the place, right?
Setting things up. People were shutting down their office and moving it home. So, we've seen it all. So, stairs, going down to patios and trying to go through door walls, and you name it, we've done it. So
that's funny. Changing world for sure.
Well, the logistics of installs changed a whole lot. Now you got to make sure somebody's going to be in the office to even set up a time to go out and do it. Before you didn't. You just call them up and go and do it.
The hours have changed. I mean,
Security to get in the buildings has changed.
Oh, that's a good point. So, Steve, Hrit, why don't you tell us how long you've been with UTEC, but then also in the industry in general, because UTEC acquired Innovative Mailing Solutions, and that's when you came on board.
Yeah, they acquired them in 2018. So I've been with UTEC 4.5 years, but I've been in the business for, 36 years or so?
Yeah.
Since I've been in
Rookie.
it, the logistics and the equipment has changed drastically. Everything was mechanical, and now it's all computerized.
So when you say things have changed now, I remember having you sign off on, like, for Volkswagen. I mean, that whole, just the change on delivery, right? Where before you just, hey, I'm coming on Tuesday at this time, and now the protocol for you to go in a couple of spots, you even had to show COVID test, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Getting in a building is nothing like it used to be. You used to walk in, go do what you needed to do, and leave. Now you, like I say, you schedule an appointment, you arrive, you either wear a mask, because some places you still do, you sign in, you take the test or you take the temperature, and then you get in to go exactly where you need to go.
So communication with the customers are paramount. It's much more communication required.
They are now.
Yeah. How's that working out? Because I know on the sales side, it's a lot more difficult connecting.
Well, it works, but it postpones things sometimes because you're ready to do it now, and they're like, well, we won't have anybody in the office until
Next
next
Wednesday,
week,
or-
or there's only somebody in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they're only there half a day, and you got to do that along with what your other work is. So it can get trying, but it's not too difficult.
Yeah.
You make it work.
Yeah. Good point. So you have a bit of a specialty in our business for here at UTEC.
Well, I wouldn't call it a specialty. It's just different from what you guys were doing before. You just added product on it, and I happen to do that product that you added on.
So you want to share that?
It's just mail machines and folder inserter machines, anything having to do with mail processing, which fits in with what UTEC did before I even got here. So it all gels quite well.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I think what makes, and a lot of people don't realize this, is the mailing world, there's only 3 major players. We're a representative for FP Mailing Solutions. They're based out of Chicago here in the States, but they're a German-based company. What's different about FP and UTEC is that FP is the only, out of those 3 players for mailing, FP is the only manufacturer that works with dealers like us. So customers have a dedicated salesperson in the Metro Detroit area. They're not calling a 1-800 number, or even out of the country for customer support. They're not getting products and supplies shipped from out of the country. Supplies are coming from us in Ann Arbor. And it's nice that when we acquired Innovative Mailing Solutions in 2018, and Steve has been in the industry for 36 years, those customers that have seen Steve for a couple decades, I mean, really, sorry,
I'm
Steve.
old, aren't I?
Sorry, Steve. But customers that have seen you and had your great customer support had peace of mind knowing that when UTEC acquired IMS, that you're now still their tech, and that, I mean, that's very important in business. In customer service, you don't normally see the techs.
Decades.
And Jason's been with us for 9 years, so I think it's a lot of peace of mind when those machines are coming up on lease renewals, like, hey, I've had such great customer service. I know these guys for such a long time. But Steve, what other, I know you talked about machines, that's changed. What have you seen in the postage machine side over the years that's changed?
Besides
the
being,
USPS just bumping up rates all the time.
Besides everything being mechanical back in the day, everything you did was with screwdrivers, and even meters. You used to have to go to the post office to exchange them out and install and withdraw a new one. Now, and back then, I could take a meter out of my inventory and exchange it with a customer because I had inventory to do it with. Today, you don't. Everything is electronic. It's all pre-assigned to a customer. If you need one, you have to call and order it. So
does that actually make it tougher for you then?
it can, but the upside is I don't go into a post office and spend an hour waiting in line to get something done. I can do it here in a shorter period of time, or it comes in already ready to go. So from that standpoint, it certainly makes it easier.
Okay.
But as far as FP goes, Being dealer-based you're correct. It's way better than dealing with somebody out of the state or even out of the country. They call us locally.
Right.
If they don't get what they want, they have management right here that they call and complain to, which we happen to hear if it happens. But yeah, we can be very personal. If they have issues, we can go there, swap out supplies, swap out whatever we need to on a moment's notice practically. And you can't do that with other manufacturers because first you have to call out of the country. They have to relay the information back to the United States, find somebody, and by then you're 3 days into what's going on and you're not running for that period of time. We offer 24-hour less turnaround with what we do.
Yeah.
That's great.
So another recent change with the USPS is this decertification. I know by 2024, very very interesting stuff, but IBI meters now have to go to IMI meters. Basically, in a nutshell,
What's an
what
IBI?
does that mean, Steve?
Basically, it's a 2D barcode that prints out on every envelope. And when they first started it out, it only had certain information on it. The postage amount, perhaps the zip code, and the serial number of the meter. Now they've gone beyond that, and I don't even know all the information they're going to pull off of the new data, but it's for them to have information about the mail piece and where its origin is and that type of thing, and who the company is as well.
So it's a security piece. So all these old machines out there that still have this IBI meter have to be out of the workplace by 2024 and replaced with new machines with this IMI
Right,
meter
with
for
improved
security.
security that the post office is implementing on their end. So we have to be able to comply with what their logistics are moving into in the future.
Sure.
That's basically it.
And as far as I know, FP reacted to that a couple years ago, even knowing that this decertification was going to happen, by coming out with a whole new line of postage machines that all had that IMI meter. So anyone getting a new machine now from us is going to be knowing that they have that security piece already.
Yeah, that's already in place with the machines.
Right.
So yeah, they're ahead of the game from when the post office mandates the update.
Right.
So are people still buying the older IBI technology?
They
Even-
can't.
No,
they
you can't now.
They can't now.
Not from us, but from other vendors?
No.
Oh.
Once they set a deadline date for the implementation of a new security, they also have a deadline date for when all of your old equipment has to actually be out of service and not even operated anymore. So then they say, okay, 2024, all those machines have to be gone. Well, okay, by 2022 or whatever, we're no longer even offering that product because then they're going to offer a product that
Doesn't
they can
need
only
security.
right. They're offering a product that they already know is going to be decertified and not available anymore. That's not very nice for the customer.
Right, yeah.
So that's how they do it the way they do it.
But some of the other manufacturers were a little slower as far as getting new machines that to replace those old machines. Where, like Steve said, FP was really ahead of the game on those new machines. Jason, what about from the copiers? Anything new that you're seeing?
Yeah. So our new models, the BP series, those come with an optional bit defender. So that's really cool. The IT side, so you get a little more security in your copier. I know Sharp's like the leader in security on MFPs, so even adding another layer is top notch for us.
So Bitdefender is available, and the ability to natively connect to a variety of cloud applications is available.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's right out of the box, right?
Yeah, right out of the box. The Office integration is there. I know Google as well. We got box connectors. Blackboard. I mean,
It's amazing.
you're pretty detailed. So
Right. The the vision of a onboard or an on-ramp, that's been talked about for quite a bit, but to actually see it come into, fruition.
yeah, and it's more secure. I mean, especially with the way that that scanning's going with Microsoft and Google getting rid of basic authentication.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to that 2-factor, so it makes the copier a little more difficult to configure for scanning. So having those onboard connectors, I mean, and it works so seamlessly. It looks like that you're actually sending an email from yourself, even though it's coming from the copier. So,
Yeah, as well as storage too.
Yep.
So you can distribute documents, store documents.
Print them right from your SharePoint. I mean,
Isn't that amazing?
Going from strictly a dealer that was strictly mailing solutions, like IMS was, and then coming over to UTEC, where now you have to learn how to work on these copiers and go out on tech calls and service calls for copiers. How difficult or easy was that for you to start gaining the knowledge on the copier side of it? And do you like working on both? Give you a little bit of
I hate
diversity.
being here. No, actually, the mechanics of it was pretty straightforward. I didn't have difficulty with that. For me, in what I do, I'm more mechanically inclined with what I do. So the copiers, from that point, were pretty easy to do. It's the computer side of it that takes more time for me to get into and learn and figure it all out. But the transition one, I think, pretty good. Yeah. Not a big deal other than that part of it. But yeah, I'm definitely busier than I was because we didn't have as much product that we were selling at the time with IMS that UTEC is. But, so it works out.
It's outstanding. So what do you got going this afternoon? I know you got a lot of deliveries set up. And
we actually are on day 2 of implementing refresh. So
How many machines is that?
I think total, we're at 56.
Yeah, it's a big install.
It's a pretty big one. I think it's our 2nd school district of the year
Yeah.
that we've refreshed. I think we've got some more on the
Horizon.
horizon.
We just completed Huron Valley.
It was 125, I think.
Yeah, that was a big
So-
one.
Lot of work out there keeping you guys active.
A lot of work.
Good. And Christine, marketing director, you're going to do everything you can to keep them active, right?
That's right.
Well, all right. Well, we typically end this with a toast, but it's we're in the midst of a work day, so we can't.
You guys got some deliveries to make.
I swear one of these podcasts, I'm going to get a bourbon.
What's your favorite kind, Jay?
Yeah.
I like Angel's Envy.
Angel's Envy.
I
How
do.
about you?
I'm not a whiskey guy at all. So
He likes Long Island's.
You like Long Island?
that is my drink. If I'm not drinking, if I don't drink beer as a casual drink, I'll go like holidays and
Yeah.
that. If I would have been on that Florida trip, I'd have had a few Long Island.
Wow.
That's my drink of choice.
There you go.
I'm going to spend the holidays with Steve.
Yeah. I was just gonna say. I'm a Basil Hayden right now. That's my go-to right now. How about you?
I'm just learning about bourbons and dabbling them, but that in Florida, that smoke old fashioned that you guys had was pretty outstanding.
Yep.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it was
I don't know what was in it, but it smelled good and it tasted good.
Yeah, it was old-fashioned, all right. All right, so that wraps up another issue of Less Kevin. More
More tech with Christine.
It's Christine at utechit.com.